Welcome back to Shapes 2. My name is Nilaus and we are back here with the final episode of our MAM series here, the Make Anything machine. So we are getting close to being able to make anything we want in terms of those random operator milestones. ROS, random operator what? Shape. Random operator shape, right? Random operator shape. Yes. ROS. And that is, we just saw the last one coming out here for the crystals. So what we need to do in this episode is basically just make this into 4 different levels, which for the normal MAM, the non-crystallized MAM, was actually pretty simple because we just put it like this and we merged it together. However, that's not going to work for crystals because if let's say this is crystal and this is crystal and we crystallize it and we stack them on top of each other, then they're going to break. So we don't have the option of doing it the same way. So I have devised another way that works in our case. There we go. Man, I really want one more to come in here. I want to get to a level 2 here. And we're also up to level 50 with these ones. And I still don't have any pins. It's really weird. I thought level 50 would at least be the pins, but maybe 51 then. Right, so what I want to do in terms of this is we start by making the shape here. Then we go into the crystallizer. And then we have something in one level that is crystallized. And if we then take another level that has crystals on top of it, and then it's going to break. So what if we instead, when we have the first level, the lower level, crystallized, then we take the next level without crystals, but with the pins on top. That means at that point we have the ground level being crystallized and the top level is being uncrystallized. And then after that we crystallize the whole shape. And this is why I have this requirement from previous one where there are no holes and no pins in any level below where there's crystals. Because if that was the case, then the crystallizer would flow all the way down. So that's why we're going to be putting that requirement, which is also just happens to be a requirement for us or it's something that is actually true. The first thing we want though is we need to make this awful thing here a generic thing that works for all levels. So we're going to be taking this one and just making it a little bit more generic. I'm going to be building it out here, and just so that we have all 4 levels being converted into pins from crystals. Here we go. This is an example of it. This is coming in just a random operator shape signal. There we go. Come on, pins. Still no pins. Come on, give me some pins. All right, I don't know why we're not getting pins here, but level 51 we should be. Maybe it's just luck or unlucky. Anyway, so this is getting the random operator shape 1, and then it goes in here. This is the one where we can alternate, this little thing here where we can alternate. Then it goes into a D-simulated unstacker where it takes the first level, goes up, and then converts it from having... Anyway, so that goes in here, and that means this gets converted. If this is a multi-shape level shape, then I'll get multiple levels. We have set up one here. Oh, I can't really see it. This one, it's just a 2-level shape that has things in both layers, so that we are actually. Let me just configure it a little bit further. I want to be one of those. It has to be blue, so that we can see that there are colors on both levels. So that's a good tester that we can use. But I just really want one more, just one more, because then I can hope we get levels. I seem to recall that these probably come in pretty early. But the first thing we then want to do is, the idea would be we can use all we have. So I can basically just say, okay, well that's going to be level 2 here. How much was that? That's modest 429,000. That's not so bad when we have this much. And then we would crystallize the first level and then bring it up before the crystallization for the next level, and then merge it in and then go into the crystallizers. So we'd actually have another set of mergers coming in here, which would come in there. And that set of mergers would be taking this stuff from down here would go up. That doesn't seem right. I want to build it like this, where the lowest level, the one that's furthest down, is also the one that is furthest is the ground level. So this is level 4, 3, 2, 1, taken from the top and bottom level, right? And I want the same top and bottom level. So it has to sort of build this level first. that has to be the ground level. And that means when it moves up, it has to be not put on top, but put below. Then this one has to be flipped. And then we can take this up here. There. That should be more correct, because then it comes in and the stuff that's up here will be merged on top. And then I'll get there, which means that from this location, okay, we're getting this, so we're going to let this flow. We're going to be just deleting this so it goes faster. Then we're going to be basically taking it from out here, go back and go up and go in. Yes, this is a long line, and that means that it's going to take even longer to reset this. However, we could do something about it. What we could do about it was to simply take, for example, this level here, and if I moved it over to this location here, then it would go straight up. But then the whole thing would just be shifted, and that just doesn't look so good. So this is about a trade-off between performance and aesthetics. And, well, aesthetics just wins in my case here. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this design here, because that's going to be exactly, not exactly the same, almost exactly the same. See if you can figure out why it's not exactly the same. And then I'm going to need one more as well. This should then be changed to... This one should actually be changed to level... This one should be that be level 1, and then this one should be changed to 1 more. Okay, we're going to have to get that. So when this one completes, we're going to be tearing it down and using our test shape instead. Here we go, 1 more level, and still not in 2 levels yet. Too bad. And we're going to be tearing you out. There we go. And giving you a little bit further away so that we can have more room. And that's going to be just an extension, and here. So that will be the output now. And of course now I'm designing it for just for 2 levels, and eventually of course I'm going to be designing it for sort of 4 levels. But that's... So now this looks like it's working. I do feel that this part... Let me just get that one out. There. There we go. I do feel that this part here should have the same format as the other one so that it's looking better. Even though it's going to be longer lead time for no reason at all. That means I'm going to do this. There. Here. And that one. So this is purely aesthetic. But it comes out here, and yes, we can definitely do this so that it's more compact. But I really like that it's clean and crisp. So what we now have is this is the bottom level and this is the top level. But that's not at all how it's configured right now. And I do know that I have to do this as well for the next one. I think it's important that we start getting things in here. Because it's going to take forever to fill up this level and also that level as well. So we're going to be taking... oops. Green one goes up and blue one goes up and white one. So it's only red one that comes in here now. And then eventually we'll send the other ones further up. Right, so now we need to walk through all this. This is now level 6. And I copy this. And then we have to replicate it through this. Remember, there are 10 places. Maybe there are more now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And yes, it would be nice if I could do that different. 9 and 10. There. So here are some problems, I think. This is taking that level which doesn't exist. Oh, we need to go over here and actually have it work on our test shape. Bloop. Now it's switched over to the test shape. That should be coming in. So you can see this will be the top level and this will be the bottom level of the 2 levels we have. We just want to work with 2 levels because once we have 2 levels, it should be easier to switch it. This is making... Is that the bottom level? Yes. Uncolored and red, and then the bottom half is crystals, yellow crystals. Good. So this works. This is correct. It'll still have some residual from the old one that will just eventually be, or gradually be taken out here. Then we move all the way through, and then we go here. This is now taking operator shape 1, and then taking that. But that's not correct anymore. You can see it's the wrong color. We're actually gonna have to do this thing. Well, no. I guess we just need to figure out what I'm actually doing here. There, and then get a symbol here. Oh, right, it's getting the random shape. Oh. Random operator shape. That's... Yeah, so this actually only works with the random operator shape. I can't really do a test because I'm requesting it from there. Ooh, so anytime we want to do a random operator shape, I actually have to use our test shape. Because I don't have anywhere else to store that. I could do a simulation of saying... Ah, damn it. Alright, I can... I don't like it. Because I can kind of recycle this one because I'm not using it for anything now. I don't have a level 4. So I'm going to take this here and then put it into level 0. Which means I can use this. This is again, that's a receiver. And we're going to take level 0. So this is the shape. And I think it's more correct. Oops. I take you out and I flip you. Then I take you out. There. This is the shape I want. There. That's the minimum size I can make it. So this one now gets the yellow, which is exactly what I should be. And then the only problem I have is that this should be ROS 1. But it doesn't work as ROS 1 right now. There. Good, so the first level will be yellow. Then it goes over here. Then this one is also taking ROS shape 1. I'm going to be replacing it temporarily while we do testing with this one. And then I am now scanning this and then finding the top level. That's not what we should be doing. We should be taking, copy that one here, and then cut, flip, rotate there. Let's see if that works. There. But this one could be null, couldn't it? And if it's null, I want it to delete. So that one means we need the null thing that we don't really have. Because that does not really, because we do have a lot of things that could be null, and therefore we need this awful thing also included. The null to 0 converter. And I can't make it smaller than that. Maybe you can. I can't. There. So that means this one has to go in here. There we go. I think this works now. We are getting this one, which should be ROS 1, going in. Layer, and then we have this if it's 0 null, and then it goes out on the long belt. Move up, that's the ground level, which will then move in here. Then what I need to do here is scanning. This is not correct. This just can't be correct. This one should be equivalent to what I have down here, where it moves these in and then basically says, does it exist? If it is not equal to null, then send a signal. Yes. Okay, so that is the one we get into here. Except this will be level 6, corresponding to the second level. So basically saying the stuff that is... Oh no, look at that. It has the problem again. It has the problem again. So that has to be ROS 1, which we're replacing with that one for now, for our test purposes. And then I have to do the unstacker. This is the most difficult part of this. The unstacker. What did we get here? We got that one. Perfect. Still no pins. Nope, still no pins. There. And then this is the correct way to do this. There. Good. So now it scans here, takes the filters off the first level, the top level, filters off the second level. There we go. And then we have this third level and fourth level here. And it goes in. If this is not equal to null, that means there should be 2 locations. Yeah, so we have a little bit of bypass, which is incorrect. But now that it works correctly, and then there's forwarding them correctly in here so that they get stacked on top of each other. Does it work? Yes, because we stack something that does not have crystals on top of something that has crystals, which is perfectly legal. So we have something coming out here, which goes in, and then we have to compare it. And then again, this is not going to be good because this is comparing to the wrong thing. This will actually have to compare to the combined shape of, oh, that's going to be tough. I don't think I can do that, especially not in this space. So we're going to make one here that says the shape that I should expect is actually the shape from here, which is that one, on top of this shape here. So we need both this and we need that, and we need it stacked. That's a little bit hard to put that into this little space, but I think we can just take that one out because it's going to be the same thing as this one, where we also have a lot of spaghetti down here. So let's try and build that function as well. Okay, so we got the space now for it. I did the routing, but of course nothing works. Nothing works. It gets stuck because it doesn't get any signal. So we need to start by getting, this is one of the signals we need inbound. So I need this one inbound. And again, this should not be channel 0, but it should be ROS 1. And then I will do the other part, which is actually this one. There. And then I need to do some stacking of these two, which is something we have from down here. We have this logic. I'm going to take the logic from here since it's turning kind of the same way. All of this awesome logic. Cut. And then try to put it in here. So this awesome logic is 2 things. Let's split it apart. This part is just making sure that if there's null, then it returns a 0. So it deletes instead of just gets stuck. This part down here says that I know that this will always be active because this is the top level. So that goes in here to merge. No, that goes... They have to be reversed. These two have to be different. Flip. There. This is the one that is always active because that will either be bypassed or it'll go in and be merged together with the other one if that exists. So I need to do this part. And we then we'll need to make sure that we know what these icons are here. Yeah. Are they rotated correctly? Yes, they are. So now I want this thing stacked on top of that thing. Here. Okay, what do we get out now? Perfect. Because this one says both of those exist. Because they both exist, use the stacker. If one of them didn't exist, it would... Or not just one of them. If there was nothing on the lower levels, then it would just bypass. Perfect. It works. Could this be 0? Not this one, but further levels down could be 0 because it could merge 2 levels that don't exist. So that's... this is not completely unreasonable. Good. And then this goes up here. And then... And then in. Boop. Now we'll evaluate this, and it works. So the spaghetti here is getting a little bit more involved. And let me just put that up here. I think that fits better now that they're sort of next to each other. So I know what it's trying to, what it's getting as inputs and why it's doing that. So that moves on to the next thing that doesn't work. Because this is again an ROS 1, and I should use this as that one temporarily, because then it gets into the pink thing. And is that correct? Is it the pink we expect at this level? Let's go back here to that one. Yes, it is the pink. Technically magenta. So what we're doing here is basically making a lot of these adjustments here for each level. They have to be adjusted for each level. Otherwise it just don't work. And this one is then taking the level that you're at. Did I remember to change that down here? No, I did not. Oh, no. Why the hell is this working then? Oh, because this one is just identifying that... No, I don't get it. Oh, it turns it into a not signal. Okay. Huh. But I still think that is corrector. There. That is better. It apparently didn't make a difference. So I'm in the state that developers have two states. It's the I don't understand why it's working, and I don't understand why it's not working. So I'm now in the I don't understand why it's working state. Sorry to all developers, but it's true. There, I'm going to copy this one onto that one. And that should also turn it into pink. And then what you can see here is that this one is just standing by. And this one has been turned off. And they will just exhaust this. And then hopefully we'll start seeing... Oh, we can't see the content of this. Well, they are being painted the right color. I don't know how they're getting painted the right color when the color in here is not the pink. That is so weird. How do they... that's weird. Why are they coming in as pink colors here? Oh. Yes, I'm an idiot. There we go. That was it. And then I need to copy that one. There. There you go. Yellow. Is that correct? No, not yellow. No, this one was set to yellow, but it shouldn't be anymore. It should be set to pink. Yes, this level has to be pink, and the problem was that it was branching out from the two lower lanes twice because I'd copied the same build here and here, but of course I had to copy this one to here, this one to here. Oh, there's a lot of things that we need to hack our way through here. But this has changed to pink now. And then the question becomes, what is this one that we need to get? Well, that's going to have to be that shape. No. This is the complete shape. There we go. The complete shape is what we're comparing against. No reduction, because this is actually the complete shape. And then look at that. We finally got it. That means if this works, I think it does, then we actually have something that can produce something in 2 levels. Whew. But can it still produce something in 1 level? Because that's going to be a test as well to see that if it works. If I switch it back there. So now I switch it back to being just the next milestone, and then I'm going to be following through. So basically this should mean that the lower level isn't doing anything, and it should be deleted over here. Here, I think we're actually... Yes, there's a null signal, and the null signal gets turned into a 0. So this thing is super essential here, because that's what deletes anything coming out. And that means this belt will empty. And then everything else will sort of be blocked, be deleted here, 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 here. So there's going to be very little residuals working its way through the system. And this is the last bit of residuals that work through, and they'll only get up to this location. Let's have a look at this. This will be saying it'll merge the current level with the level 2, which doesn't exist because it doesn't exist. And because it doesn't exist, then it skips this part. And then it just is a bypass. And it works. The bypass works. This is brilliant, because not only do you have to make sure that it works for the multi-level case, but you have to make sure that it still works for the single level case. And this one is teal, and that is correct. No, not teal. It's cyan? Whatever, that one. Yeah, okay, it's starting. Something is kind of working, but most of it is not working. This is just the residuals from the old one. That is also sort of residuals. So we should be seeing when the next ones are coming out. Why are they? There they are. Okay, they're coming in here. There, and there. This one is just idling. Good, so we wait and see if we get this successfully all the way through to here. Good news! We are seeing this one flow all the way through, so when we just set it to a normal build, and then it will work. But also, even better news. We saw it, finally. We got pins coming in naturally in the shape here, so let's have a look at level 53. Let's have a look, that is on level. Second from the bottom, let's see. That's the bottom one. That's the second from the bottom. Hey, look at that. We got the pins. The pins are coming in. Okay, they are going to go bypass the colored. So it looks like pins. I mean, we kind of know pins are working because we're also using them for crystals and we did the test. But now we just want to see that, confirm that when they get part of sort of a natural structure, they will also work. So the pins are working their way through. And let's see if that together with our new shape here, which is almost ready to go in, and will also start working. So that would be good. Shape completed, and we get one more that's also in only in one level. So what I want to do now is pretty obvious. I want to double this so that we have it for 4 levels. The thing is, I want to be able to continue to deliver this shape. So I'm going to be copying this part. Let's get all that out. And then basically copying all of this. How much was that again? 1.5. Okay, that's a little stupid because it gets so much cheaper when you just do it in 2 bunches, 2 halves. Let's take you out. That you get you there. And then get this one. That's another 600 and something. And that get you there. Now, if I feed this, and I will, here, here, and here, then I need the colors. That means I'm going to get red. Why is the red not coming up here? Really? Red. And then I'm going to go green, the second one. And then blue. And then the white one in the first. Oops. And the white one. There. So now they have 1 each. They will start working. The top one here will actually be doing level 1, which means this one will try to make the shape that I want, which will also be then the output where we put the train. I'm just going to use the U as a train. Oh, that was a bad train. There. And there. And you are going to go out for some reason. You're still here. Weird. There we go. Yes. So now I will continue to work. The top one will continue to work on the next milestone. Yes. This here will also work on the milestone, which it really shouldn't, because it needs to be reconfigured. So I'm going to be taking these 2 out. There we go. Because I don't need to fill anything else in here. I don't need them to work. But they will be then level 4, 3, 2, and 1. However, we have a massive issue, and that is the fact that I have recycled channel 0, which should be for level 8 here, or level 4. I recycled it because I couldn't use the RSO shape, because that doesn't have multiple levels, because we now need to do it with a test level. We need to run through it with a test level, and I don't really know how I'm going to do that. Because I now have multiplexing on one of the signals. I might retire one of the signals down here just for our test purposes, because I want to see this create at least 1 full level 4 crystal shape, because that's kind of important, right? So there's a lot of work for me to rehash this, and this is simply, to be put it blunt, it's just going through all of these conditions here and changing them to the relevant values. This is it. This is the final build, and what I've done is I have built a template out here. Let's have a look. I have built a template that looks like this. Yeah, I wish we could actually look at it in a closer look, but here it is as well. It has 4 levels, and there are crystals on every level. All levels are full, What I'm doing is I'm putting into cyan 4, the magenta, channel 4 magenta. That's actually the 4th level of my normal MAM, though I've disabled the normal MAM for now. But this one, otherwise I can't really get it to work. But then I have sent out here level 5, 6, 7, and 8 are ready. Well, that's the channel numbers, so that's also what I'm going to call the levels. What we're going to do is we're going to walk through the entire process quickly so that you can see what happens. The first thing we've done before, that selects all the shapes, the colors, it only gets interesting once we get over here. All this is just up to this first shape, which has uncolored and red, and then 2 pins going forward, and this is then going to be pinned. What I've done here is I take the magenta one. This should be the operator shape 1, but then it wouldn't be using my test one. So and then that's comparing to the level, find the color, comparing that value and saying if there is a value on this level, please do paint, and then it paints. Then that we get out with the yellow, perfect. And then we go onwards, paint the other part. Is that correct? What's that? Yes, it has to be red because that's level 8. So then we do this part. This is a little bit funky here. This is what I do is I unstack, unstack, unstack in order to get the bottom level, because that's the only thing we should get. We should only compare what's coming into the bottom level because that's only what we've done now. So, and again, that should be the ROS 1. Going all the way up, then it merges. This one will simply check, does level 8 or the bottom, does the crystal shape have 4 levels? If yes, then you should come in with both. They should be the shape that does not have crystals on it should be stacked on top of the one that has crystals. Here, this is again just isolating that stack. Like this. There, we then basically says stack this on top of that. If there is anything on level 4, and it does so, this is the signal so that it compares to what has already been generated. It goes forward, then goes in here. Now I'm going to be finding level 3 of the crystal shape. That's this one. And then the color for that. And I'm going to compare it to the level 3, the level 7, if that exists. And if there's a color, please send it in for coloring. Then it gets the purple. And the other one gets purple. And then here I take the raw shape coming in. And then I take level 2. Or level 1 and 2 actually. Sorry, level 3 and level 4. Because now I've built from the ground up level 3 and level 4, the 2 bottom levels. And then pass it on. And now you're seeing the pattern. Does level 3 exist? Yes. Then merge. Build the shape. Level 4, 3. And then the partial one for level 2. Going out. Finding the color of level 2. Merging it in here. To do the coloring. The red color here. And do the same thing for the other one. And then over here, we built, we should then compare it to level 2, 3, 4 combined. That's what we have here. That's a single one of these simulated unstacker. And then that's what we have. And lo and behold, we then send level 2, 3, and 4 with crystals up here. Stack level 1 on top without crystals. Do the simulation here to identify what we have. This is level 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Plus that one, that gets this. Do we compare? Is that what we get? Yes, it is. And then here we find the color of the level 1. Then we stack it on top, or then we crystallize it. And then at the very end, we compare the final shape to what we have. And it's certainly correct. And it is somehow just not yet stabilized, but it will stabilize. It will be running at a full belt's worth. Whew. Well, that's actually entirely it. But there's sort of, we'd like to see it work without this. This one is a level 4, but I don't have a level 4 yet. But I do have managed to get to a level 2 of the crystals. So what I need to do in order to really see that, now we've done a test, but you know, if things work in QA, then that doesn't mean that it works in reality. So we need to set it and then go over here. And then I also want to get this one operational again, because also I need to take these blueprints, because the blueprints for everything, if you have just a spare 4 million plus another spare, I don't know, that's significantly less. Maybe that's 2.5 million. 3 million. So if you have a spare 7 million, you too can get this. But I'm going to save it in smaller chunks, this chunks of this size here, because I think that's reasonable. Then either you can stamp it down and fix it yourself, or you can get those 4, because it saves a lot by just breaking into smaller parts. So those blueprints are of course available to Patreon supporters. So thank you very much, everyone who's following on Patreon. What I need to do is I need to reset it so that it actually generates these 2 shapes. It certainly seemed to work. It took a little bit of time, to be perfectly honest. First, I had to move it back to using this RSO1 operator, random operator ROS1. Yes, random operator shape 1. That's the one we had to switch it back to. And then, of course, it needed to clear out all the rest of the crap in the network. But it is working here. And so is the other one, because I now restored the previous one so that I'm not double using this magenta signal. So now we have everything working completely as it should, entirely the way that I want. And we are also seeing yet another shape. Just this is the first little thing coming in here, and then we start getting more stuff in here. And there we go. We are getting a... It's always concerning when there's one of them missing. Like, oh no, did I cut a belt? Like, because literally one belt, one circuit, one anything, then it's not going to work. But this thing, this is just the difference in travel time, because whether they go on the inside curve or the outside curve, or whether there was some junk on that particular belt before. But back up here to our crystal, that's the one we're looking for. We are now seeing the full shape inbound, and when we get the next full shape, because I only need 2,100, so we just need that one to spawn. There we go. Once it spawns, I'm going to be sending you out there, respawning you. So you can pick that up, and then we can get one more milestone completed. What I'm really curious about is how long time does it take from the milestone, for me clicking the milestone completed, until it actually gets the first into the next one. So I'm going to do that as an example, just for benchmarking. So if you want to focus on something that's fast, because this is certainly not fast, because it does everything sequentially, or most of it sequentially. It can do this part over here in parallel, but all of the crystallizing has to be sequential, which makes it really slow. So a 2-level crystallizer, how long time does that take? Now we got that one unbound, and as I click this, I'll start the counter and then we'll see. We got the first ones coming in now. They are very, very close, and the time says 9 minutes and 40 seconds. So about 10 minutes is the reset time for a level 2. And I would say that for every additional level, I would add 4 more minutes. So if it's a full thing, then it'll probably be about 18 minutes before it resets for the reset time to go through it. But it's complicated. And it says when it's a 4-tier thing, and then it only takes one, because once it gets going, it pretty much is full belts, and full belts gives us about 2,000 per minute. So that means we'll generate one of these batches here of 1,000 every I don't know, we'll generate this 3 of those every, I don't know, well, a couple of minutes, and then a couple of minutes of driving time. So basically on a 20 to 25 minute cycle, we can probably expect to get another one of these. These ones reset faster, but they will also we also need more for this milestone as well. So that's basically it. It's just nice to know how long time is the actual reset time. So about 10 minutes in the case of a 2-level thing. However, there isn't anything else for me to do now. I could do the insane. I could do sort of more additions to this one, but I don't really feel that that's particularly interesting or valuable to do right now. I could also do hexagons, but really what I'm going to do now is I am going to start playing Satisfactory. So that's going to be the next big thing here on the channel, is going to be diving into Satisfactory. We're definitely coming back to Shapes 2 when there is a new content update with lots of new stuff that just means that we can't just use the same old blueprints, because if we come back and we basically can stamp down this thing and then solve the whole of the new thing, then it won't be that interesting. But if there are new mechanics, then we'll definitely be diving in and continue to support the game. So thank you very much everyone who's supporting this let's play and guide and tutorial and all that stuff. It's been super amazing, and I've just enjoyed it tremendously. It's been such a pleasant surprise with this, how good this game was. And this is really how to do early access in the right way. We've seen so many examples of bad early access starts, but this is the perfect early access launch in my opinion. And 98% positive on Steam kind of tells the story that I'm not the only one who thinks this is an amazing game. So thank you for your support. As always, with the blueprints, they are available to patrons. So thank you very much, everyone who's supporting on Patreon and continuing to support the channel with all the stuff that I do here. So my little gift to you is a ready-made blueprint so you can build this yourself. Thank you for watching. Until next time, take care and stay effective.